Hello again and welcome back to the channel for another movie review, this time requested by RaXzy Diego, who asked me to review Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, and it was pretty good. Now I'm a big fan of Del Toro, and although he produced and didn't direct, it's obvious that he took quite a hands-on part, and him and André Øvredal worked quite closely. It's bursting with the signature Del Toro style and colour palette. So it's Halloween night and a group of kids decide to go to a haunted house to snoop around while telling the tale of Sarah Bellows, a neglected and abused child that was locked away from the world due to having something quite odd about her, quote unquote. The legend says she would tell the local children her own made scary stories through the walls of the house, and then the children would go missing or die horribly shortly after. She was found dead hung by her own hair. Anyway, the nosy children found an old book that Sarah would write her creepy tales in, and when they read the stories, they become true. So basically all this is a wraparound to bring to life the 1981 book, Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, by Alvin Schwartz, which was actually a creepy series of stories for children not dissimilar to Goosebumps, but in my view, much, much darker. And as these stories were read to me by my older sister when I was a child, I feel I have the right to say that they have done an amazing job in bringing the monsters from the book to life. One that I remember was particularly unsettling was the big toe, and I was excited to see that they had used it in this adaptation, so yeah, thanks Cheryl. The overall storyline reminds me of the 1984's Neverending Story. However, instead of Bastian reading the events as they are happening in another world, it appears that reading Sarah Bellows' narratives is causing the events to take place in their very own town. Now, apart from a few cliché horror movie moments and jump scares, there really isn't much wrong with this film. It's the type of film you might use to introduce a younger person to the horror genre, be it that it's not overly graphic or bloody, and given that the events happen to teenagers, they might be able to relate to it a bit better. There isn't really any shocking moments or anything that you couldn't see coming, but overall it was quite enjoyable. I do wish that they stuck to practical effects rather than using some of the CGI, and although some of the beginning scenes with the CGI were pretty good, later on, if you know what I mean, some of the CGI gets a little bit ropey. Having gone back and watched it for a second time now, I have actually noticed just how many references there are to other movies, and I love that. You've got Night of the Living Dead, Halloween 3 Season of the Witch, Spider-Man, all sort of happening in the first 10 minutes. And I'm sure there's loads more, but I actually just lost count. So without going into spoiler territory, I think you should give this film a go. I don't want to give away too much and think you should experience it for yourself. Not one of the best horror films of the year because it's not overly scary for a horror veteran, but as I said before, it is something you might show to a younger person, and therefore maybe it should be sort of categorized into the family horror genre, and therefore it is actually one of the best family horrors of the year. So overall I think I'm going to give this one a 6 out of 10. Not bad. Finally, let me finish with saying I hope you enjoy my movie reviews. Let me know what you think of the new sort of style that I'm doing at the minute, because I haven't really got a studio to shoot in, and it would probably just be me sitting with a blank background, and I think on video you need something more to look at than my face. So until that's ready, it's going to be sort of like the YMS voiceover style review. Let me know if you're enjoying it or not. If you don't like it, that's fine, it won't last forever. If you do, I might continue to throw a few more of these in. But don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button, and I will see you next time. Hegar's out. Peace!